And at that exact moment, he knew he done fucked up. Go tanking, they said. It'll be a walk in the park. Oh, sure, they just conveniently forgot to tell me that it was Serial Butt Rapist Park. Ah, Comrade Yimix, what are you doing in a tank? I mean, Latvia only has 2 tanks. One that drives and one that shoots. What pedigree could you have? Fair enough. Well, my bachelor's degree in potato IT won't exactly cut it. So to make my transition to the world of illustrious tanking, I shall first get another Latvian who gives as many fucks about your opinion as I do.
Hello, comrades. I hope you have lubricated your livers for what's about to come.
And second, I shall take up a tank that is just as capable as me. A tank that represents a nation so great that it almost rivals Latvia. The Italian Fiat 3000.
You're just making the fart noise look bad by playing it next to this piece of engineering.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad. I mean, it is the pride and joy of Italian craftsmanship.
Uh-huh. And you do know that they make Alfa Romeo. In fact, these days it belongs to Fiat.
Oh, shit. Well, okay, sure, it's made by Italians, but so what? They did make some reliable stuff too. Besides, if there's one thing we can be certain of, it's that we'll look fabulous in the tank as we stroll down the shooting gallery. 2 Latvians, 1 Italian tank. Well, what could go wrong?
Well, apart from everything, I mean, just look at the thing. It seems that while they designed it, they focused on making the enemy feel sorry for the people operating it. How else would you ever explain that it looks like a duck with a Down syndrome?
Malnourishment? Anyways, while you were explaining the 10 principles of Latvian potato farming to the audience, I examined the tank, and let me ask you, as the tank expert among us.
Yeah? What's that?
Seeing how this is Italian, where's the automatic high-tech white flag dispenser?
What?
Are you telling me that there's no white flags at all? Not even a square designer loincloth?
What are you talking?
Well, no wonder this tank never seemed any good. But seriously though, the amazing missing white flag machine aside, I do have to agree with my companion here. As useless as Italy seemed in the World Wars, you can't fault them too hard when all that the plebs had to see was this wretched pasta dispenser of shame. Who would be motivated to fight in what basically is a paraplegic tractor on steroids and shaped like a Donald Duck after a house fire?
Hey, it might look pretty comic, but a tank is not a fashion symbol. So let's get into the spaghetti and meatballs and talk about the performance of this oddly shaped tractor.
Okay, fine. Well, okay, first of all, it goes vroom, by which I mean it goes. There you go. The tank's so slow that it feels fast at driving backwards. I guess this tank is a perfect example of Italians in the Great Wars, where they advanced 60 miles a week and yet somehow retreated 60 miles a day, seeing the British coming.
What's up with the constant diarrhea of the mouth, Latvia?
Oh, and speaking of the Italian way, oh fuck it, let's just get some booze and present the true Italian tanking skills.
Well, in this case, you can't actually judge the book by its cover. It's really as bad as it looks. Aiming the gun takes longer than putting all of the pineapple on a pizza, and shooting it feels like throwing some meatballs around the battlefield accompanied with one of probably the saddest gun sounds you'll ever hear. Is that enough Italian food jokes in one video, by the way? Probably not. But yeah, playing this tank is as unpleasant as running on a Lego treadmill, and that sounds pretty unpleasant.
You know, there's also a thing that bothers me. So, this thing has 63 horsepower underneath that white flag exterior. Now, if I go online and look up even a 10-year-old Fiat, I find the best car that the world has ever seen. The Fiat Oh god. It has more horsepower and thus sure as fuck drives faster than 3000, seats more people, and protects them better too. And if you strap a wet dildo bazooka on its magnificent roof, it can be more deadly than the 3000.
How far the Italians have come. From building one of the saddest tanks to building one of the saddest road cars.
Oh, but do you know what's even bigger threat to this tank than a morphine-shooting German tank crew? A few upward sticks! Mamma mia, God's forbid if you touch any of them. The speed drops faster than my drunken Italian driver who's asleep at the wheel most of the time. Oh, wait, we have 2 Latvians, 1 shitty tank. Now that almost sounds like a B-grade 70s porno shoot.
I have a feeling that 70s B-grade porn had more effort put into it than the unfortunate Fiat 3000.
In the end, the white flag-loving Italians produced this atrocity in 1921. And it was at 6 cent to Wait, what? We use this shit? Okay, full disclosure, I did not know this before writing the script. But what in the demonic prolapse tumor's anus factory possessed Latvians to ever accept this festering pile of malformed steroid-shooting baby tractors? What's more is that this wretched conglomeration of tank abortions was made after the First War, in such a small quantity that it reeks incompetence, and frankly, I would not be surprised that in reality they just use it as a literal tractor, or bumper cars by grunts, even in Latvian army. You know what? That's it. From now on, this tank shall be known as Surrender Machine.
I think you are mixing it up with the frog-eating friends from France, but we have given the disfigured Fiat too much shit in this video. For 1921, it was actually not that bad. However, the Italians used this up to Allied landing in Sicily in 1943. And I imagine that looked something like that B-grade 70s porn that you mentioned earlier.